Shalom, Israel. Yashala, giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elder bishops, the great millstone, much salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect most high will. Shalom. Getting right into it, man. Call this Israelite celebrities and their fans, blah, 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 blase, blase, whatever, however they say it, man. I'm gonna use Michael Jackson as an example, and other men like that, like Prince when he was alive. Using the example of our women, because they'll love a man as long as you famous and celebrity and riches. They love you no matter what. So if Michael Jackson was a regular man, I'm gonna show you when he did the making of Thriller. Now, if if a woman saw any man, a regular man like this, they'd be like, "Oh, are you, sodomite? Are you gay? Are you're not a real man. You let him pick you up like that." And this is not even confrontational right here. It's just friendly. But they love Michael Jackson. They want to be called by his name. They say there's no other man like him. And they always say he's not gay because he loved Diana Ross, and he had all them girls, Brooke Shields and Lisa Presley. Even same with Prince, having all them women, Apollonia, Vanity, Sheila E., and that woman called Kat. But let that be a regular man and having all those women, they might try to kill that man. Oh, he think he all that. He's got all these women and using them, abusing them. He don't care about them, But hey, never said that about Prince or Michael Jackson or any other famous celebrity. Every now and then, some get caught in the scandals. You did have a scandal against him, MJ, but for the most part, all the women of the world, all around the world, love him. They want to date him. They want to marry him. But let that be a regular man, not famous. And then their excuse like, what? You jealous? Or that's Michael Jackson. What can you say? That's just him. But he loves women and all that. And I'm making a point, man. Now, going to the scripture right here, it says, 1 Corinthians 6:9, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. And women to throw that back in, a man's face. And he said, well, you don't like women, so you must be effeminate. Something wrong with you. Even a man, if he hates another man, he'll call him gay right away, or the F word, like just because he's emotional. They'll say anything. That's what state Jake's in, and he's in an emotional state. Not even according to factual, factual things. just because a person's mad, and emotional. And that's what a lot of these women are. And a lot of these men too. So yeah, they thought, if you didn't think so, these are not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. And they're idol worshippers also. Those fans are idol worshippers. And you see when the celebrities in their interviews, they be like, well, they thank God first, but they shove that under the rug, so to speak. They'll just mention it, but they'll really get to their fans. Like, I wouldn't be nothing without my fans. It's a group that was back then in the 90s called TLC. Pretty Women. They made a dedication to a whole album dedicated to their fans called I think it was Fan Mail. Called Fan Mail, So, and the more they, disregard God, who they ignorantly call just God, and they're not even close to serving the Most High, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shai. They'll be like, well, yeah, it's my fans. How is celebrities surviving today without royalties, without masters? They doing their concerts and they, pleasing their fans. And what they do, entertain their fans, their audience. GMS, we're not celebrities. We don't have an audience. And if there is such thing as an audience on the audience part, then if you go into what, anything that oppose the world or anything that oppose their own personal feelings, you're gonna lose them. So even with the name, they don't like the name Yahweh Yahweh Shai, you lose them. They don't like when you bring out scriptures about women, you lose them. And any other hard topic scriptures out there, you lose them. That's why these preachers don't preach according to prophecy, because you'll lose your audience. If a preacher goes to church and say, well, yeah, it's another day we're in here and it's the end of the world, of course, they're gonna be like, yeah, I'm tired of hearing that, because I got things to do. I'm trying to get my degree in this place. I'm trying to go to school. I just had a child. I'm trying to live. I don't want to hear the end of the world. I got a wife I have that I love. I don't want to hear the end of the world. So, they're not going to change their teachings. And it ain't according to what we saying. It ain't according to changing your teaching to GMS. GMS teaches after what the Father teaches in the scriptures. It's plain. Well, that's plain. That should be understood, but not. It said there's no private interpreter. So, and we already know the church's 501c3 charter, and we see what it is, how certain camps teach, that they have a audience, a fan base following, Tazayarak and Bishop Nathaniel, and even the ISUPK members, they have a following, and there's people that follow GMS, but it's not an audience like a worldly audience. It's like GMS teaches you gonna get judged if you don't get with the Most High. It ain't, you can't just stick around and stay around and float around and and just enjoy the scriptures. You gotta get into the scriptures, go on the highways and byways and become a part of the ministry. So you could be an audience forever with a lot of these groups, and they won't even compel you to come into the truth. keep the laws, statutes, commandments. They just love you listening. And same thing with those churches. They're like, hey, man, you could go to church forever. I've been coming to this church 10 years. Yeah, son, who are you? I never, I don't really, I don't think I've seen you around. Like, they don't even know who's in their congregation, man. You could just go to church, attend church, and just, go back out, show up another 2 months, go back out, and I'm talking about like out into the world, do your festivities, your daily, weekly, whatever you do, party and bullshit, go back to church. Yeah, it's been 2 months. It's been a while since I went to church. Let me go. Preacher ain't gonna be like, hey, what are you doing? You've been out there in the world. You haven't been coming to church. What's up? You can go to church as you please. And that's why they love it. Because you could just sit there for an hour, decide when you want to leave, and you could still come back tomorrow. Because they want to keep their audience. They want to fill their church. There's another scripture that says, James 2:1, it says, my brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahweh Shai, the Lord of glory, with respects of persons. There's no respect of persons. So you can't, somebody in your group, they got committing some kind of fornication, or, and you say, well, I don't want to lose, or a great part of your congregation, you find out they're doing this, that's not sound doctrine, that's not according to the way it should be. You be like, I don't want to, damn, that means I'm going to lose half of my church. They thinking about the tithes. Damn, there ain't going to be that much money coming in. People are going to think that, I'm doing something wrong if I lose half of my church. It says, for if they're coming to you, your assembly, a man with a gold ring and a goodly apparel, and there come and also a poor man in foul raiment, and ye have respect to him that wear the gay clothing, like happy clothing, like comfortable clothing, silk clothing, like he's here for good in the world, like he's, and say unto him, sit thou there in a good place. And that's what they do. When we use teach in Hollywood, they'll shut that whole, in downtown LA, they'll shut that whole street down just for Mary J. Blige, just for, these famous artists. And if you get caught on that street, and that's dedicated to that artist, you'll get a ticket, or you'll get your car towed, And then you be like, well, shit, I'm what's her name's, I'm his number one fan. I'm her number one fan, man. I got all your records, man. I got all your, they had me and Brother Carr always, in LA, we always use a joke about it. Hustle and Flow, man. Skinny, man. And he said, man, I got your first tape, Skinny, when you had it on tape cassette, man. And he flushed it down the stove. The celebrity, Skinny flushed it down the toilet, man. Could you imagine, like, you saving all the records, you got the posters, you got you put your money into, this celebrity. You even took a picture way back then, like 10 years ago. Like, you remember that? They don't even remember. You become a hassle. They call the security on you. You be like, damn, man. Some of these people, a lot of these people, when they say they meet their celebrity, they might be a celebrity crush or somebody, celebrity they love growing up. All their music, cause they love their voice and everything. And they be like, well, when I met him, I met her, they like, damn, they was rude as hell. They didn't give a damn about me. And then they get shocked of their life, So you got some people, some celebrities, they'll tell you, like, man, I ain't, I love my audience, but, when I'm eating or when I'm out with with my son, my daughter. You know, I don't like that, all that, you know, coming up on me and asking for my autograph. I like my own time. So the celebrities expect that. They be like, yeah, he said it, you know. But you can't give a false impression like, hey, everybody, we love everybody, all the black people and all the community. And then when they approach you, you be like, ah, shit. So that's what they do. They say to the poor man, sit thou there and sit under my footstool. And it says, are you not then partial in yourselves and become judges of evil thoughts? Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him. That's why it's the exact opposite. The poor man of the truth is really the rich man. You know, it even goes back to rich man and Lazarus. Like Lazarus represented us, the rich man, so-called white man, and these celebrities are likened into his spirit, Esau's spirit, because they'll look down at you like, who are you? You know, that we've been called bummerlights, you know, because by rich men. You know, like Bishop Nathaniel, he's rich, so he looks down at people like, look at these bums. Well, that's not biblical. That's not according to how the Most High wants his children to think. So that's greatly erring. That's greatly in error. You know. All we are is the messengers. like that Matrix. I didn't say it was easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth. Stop. I want out. A lot of these people want out. They wish they never heard the truth. They wish they never heard of, you know, the truth from GMS. That you can have more than one woman. That you can, you know, that we're kings and priests. We're working ourselves to be having a crown of eternal life. That there's going to be multiple women in the kingdom of our own picking, likings. That a man is above a woman. They like, stop. I want out of this. The Hebrew women that are Hebrew by their nationality say they're no longer a Hebrew. Well, no, I'm no longer in the truth. I follow the Israelites. You know, that would be more sound to say that I no longer follow the Israelites. Well, not even that, because you still are an Israelite. Some of them might be Edomites. But it's neither here nor there. Thing is, they'll follow, you know. They love men of great stature according to money, according to fame. And you know, these celebrities, they can't offend anybody. Like, they can't even be late for their interviews. They got to be in line with the elites. So, you know, I think somebody asked Lauryn Hill if she they heard she make music for only black people. And I think her response is like, well, I just do that kind of music. It's not that you know, she kind of changed her, you know, what she meant. She couldn't just say, nah, I don't like so-called white people listening to my music. She kind of changed her rhythm a little bit, you know, and she's one of my favorite artists. But all these celebrities, you'll find out that change, they go by the narrative of the elites and a narrative of how they can please their audience. So they can't say anything about sodomites, you know, or they'll get banned. They'll have whole country get banned from a whole country because people were in that city, they were sodomites, or people in that city, they were transformers, or people in that city, they were atheists or whatever. They said, we came to hear him perform, so we don't want to hear all that religious stuff. We just want a performance. And, you know, they'll say that in an interview too. Like Vlad, you know, people, he be asking all these celebrities, what they think about really personal things. What did you think about even in other people's personal lives? And they tread lightly. They be like, well, you know, I believe, but still, they could do what they want to. That's them. They have their own right, you know, and so forth. So that's the American spirit. That's the American church spirit. Like, everybody has their right and their freedom to express themselves. NWA had a call, Express Yourself. Madonna had a song called Express Yourself. Who was that other one? Salt and Pepper had a song called Express Yourself. Meaning you could be whatever you want to be. Express you. You know? So, Most High is not a respecter of persons. So you know, people are scared to give up their seat of being a celebrity because they got to please their fans, you know, and they're expressing themselves, but they only could do that so much because they're controlled by the elites, because the elites are in their pockets. Jay-Z talking about my other pocket because he got Beyonce. We want to see Beyonce. You talking about my other pocket? That's not his other pocket, man. That's the elite's pocket. You know, Jay-Z is still a figure of a pawn for the elites, man. You know, but like, you know, the elites will let them have their fun, you know, party, bullshit, drink champagne, rent out hotels, take trips, but don't go against them. And don't mention Yahweh Shai. I'm talking about even with these Israelite celebrities, because they've been on shows before. And they still have connection with the celebrity world. They still got numbers in their phone of prime celebrities, popular celebrities that they can give them a call at any time and say, let's hook up, connect. You know, friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. So, yeah, just watch, you know. Watch the glittery outfits, watch the quarter personalities, watch the riches, watch the bragging and boasting of you know, how popular they are. Watch them on certain popular networks. That's not of the Most High, man. Watch them avoid the names of Yahweh Shai. Watch them avoid prophecies and talk about the MOTB, because the world don't want to hear that. You know, the elites don't want to hear that. But the Most High is breaking it apart, where the world, some people in the world, a lot of people in the world are concerned now about it, because it's here. They're seeing more of it. Hear people talk about it more. You know, the Israelites are pressing people, so to speak. You know, or they're pressed by the people to want to know. Like, so what do you think the MOTB is? This is what GMS say. What do you think? You know, Trump, the more news on the daily news or whatever, different platforms of news saying, well, you know, we're moving further in the future. Some people think it's the MOTB, but no, we're far from that. These are not biblical proportions. It's just a test, just to make, you know, to see if, you know, it's to be used for man's purpose, for the better of man, for advancement of a greater country. We know there's, you know, certain people that think, and we know they talking about us. They speak to us subliminally, and our people don't even know that. Our women don't even know that. But yeah, you already know, man. So yeah, celebrities, man. They don't want to lose their fans and audience. So they say, I don't want to offend nobody because I'm going to lose half of my audience, all of my audience, all my fans, half of my fans, all my fans. They'll write a dear letter to all their fans. The group TLC, they said, man, I wish we could put all y'all on, because they named some fans and they put it on their, inside their, what do you call it, portfolio, whatever. They bio pics and all that. They put it inside there. And they said, we're sorry and apologize to all the fans. We couldn't, because you got millions of people writing you letters. If you're a famous person, like that Stan thing with Eminem, he said Stan was a fan of Eminem and he wrote him, and Eminem disregarded his letter. I think that's how it went, and he didn't even find out until the man died. He committed suicide, so to speak, because he wasn't answering his letters and all that. And I think the man turned out to be a sodomite, but that's how you do. You got to answer everybody. Like, if you on Michael Jackson status, Prince status, and you make music for the world, you got sodomite fans, and they go, well, I'd love to take a picture with you, and I love to just, or it might be a sodomite that and he's an interviewer, he's a popular interviewer. They're like, yeah, you should stop by. I want to, hear about your music. And then if you disregard him, he gonna put news on you like he's a hater of the alphabet community, and then you gonna lose, a great part of your audience, because the world believe that's wrong. To personally bash on people because they feel like they just grew up that way. Like he can't, they can't help it. They grew up that way. His family, he came from a poor family. He was on drugs before. He's already been through enough. That's what all these celebrities, when they come into the celebrity world, become famous, they always got their backstory of how they struggled and grew up and had to sleep in the car and had to go back and forth to try to get signed and all that. And people feel sorry for their asses. Like, damn, they've been through a lot, man. Let them eat, man. Let them eat. Whatever. Shalom. Hope it is edifying.